Greetings, greetings, and welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today at the Moringa Growers Co-op in Plant City, Florida. It's also Numa Farms and Nursery. We've got two businesses here, and we're getting things going now. It's November 14th. No, that was last weekend. November 21st already, 2020. So I hope everybody had a great week. We've had a very busy week here. We've had several meetings right here on this couch where people have come in and they wanted to learn more about the Moringa tree. It's a little bit rainy out there today, so I just came in inside. That way it's a little quieter. I've got Uncle Bob's famous Moringa tea. This has moringa, yerba mate, dandelion, some nettles, some really great French pressed moringa that you can find out how we make it here. In Uncle Bob's podcast, we actually had a Moringa Monday podcast with Uncle Bob, and he was teaching us how to make this moringa tea. Great. I actually just got done with a yoga class this morning. We had yoga here at Numa Farms. It was great. Ariel Murray is one of our resident yoga teachers here in the Tampa Bay area, the #1 yoga teacher in the Tampa Bay area, Ariel Murray. You can see some of her stuff on our YouTube channel, Numa Nursery YouTube channel. And so we're here live today. Happy Saturday, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local moringa farmer. You can join us every Saturday at 1 o'clock for a Moringa Growers Co-op Chapter meeting at the Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group. Also, right now, we're live on Numa Nursery's YouTube channel. And once we get 1,000 subscribers over to the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel, we can go live there. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel, and we'd really appreciate that. A little bit of housekeeping. Really quick, if you haven't yet, this is a wealth of information. If you haven't downloaded this book, someone said, I downloaded the book, but it's really professional and it doesn't really have all the answers that I need. That's okay, and that's why we're here. This is here just as a reference for those that want to be a little bit more professional. It's the Moringa Growers Co-op Professional Training Course Manual. And so that's what we developed for all of our highly skilled and trained professionals that are in the co-op that want to be members in the co-op. This is the book for you to start reading. It's a manual. It's just chapter 1, and we're going to be coming out with more of these chapters here very soon as we get things organized and going. So thank you. If you have any questions, just download this manual, very easy, at moringagrowerscoop.org. This will give you a bunch of information about the moringa tree and also the organization. And I'm trying to think what exactly that question was that that lady was saying. Let me see, make sure I turned off notifications really quick just in case we get a phone call. She was saying just how to grow the tree, just little things about growing the tree. And I told her, if you have any specific questions, I can answer them here for you. So if you have any specific questions, you can ask me directly at 813-690-6516. You can call me. Or if you want to just shoot me a text at 813-567-3100. I'll get there and I'll get back to your specific questions that you have about moringa. I think she was just asking about yellowing leaves. It's one of the common questions that we get about young moringa trees, because the leaves do yellow. You can see some of the trees just back here, maybe even on the tables. I don't know if you can see back there. But the leaves, sometimes they just yellow out. This time of year, the weather will be hot, then it'll be cold. That night that it drops down to cold, that's when it gets those yellowing leaves. We only harvest greens when they're super, super green in season. We have kilograms of moringa available at moringagrowerscoop.org. This supports us a great deal. We work very hard throughout the week to harvest, dry, package, and prepare these greens for you. Powder them ourselves. So this is really great, high quality moringa product. And it's here, fresh, locally grown. I just got off the phone with somebody and we were talking about minerals from your local area. And since these are all grown organically right here in the neighborhood, this has all the minerals that your body needs. Yes, it's a complete source of protein as well. Bam. And we also have loose leaf at moringagrowerscoop.org. You can also pick up our loose leaf moringa. We also vacuum seal this as well. This is for reducing oxidation, reducing pests and bugs that might get in there. Also, it preserves it even longer. So, ooh, this is super dark, super nice looking, locally grown right here in the area. And we actually just got a bunch of seeds harvested from some of our locations. And so we've got fresh organic PKM1 moringa seeds also available here. You can pick them up at moringagrowerscoop.org. And if you have any questions, you can chat us in the chat box, and we're there. And we're getting these sprouted. We're getting thousands of moringa trees sprouted now. We actually just got an order for 3,000 trees. And they're going to be planting them on their location here in the Tampa Bay area. I'll get to that in just a second. I think I just have my agenda here. Yeah, just got my agenda right here. It's been great. It's been a great week. We met with several people. They were asking about investment opportunities. We've had several people ask about investment opportunities this week. And so we told them to check out the 2020 Capital Fund that we now have available at moringagrowerscoop.org. And this is an in-depth look at our expenses, revenue, allocation of funds. It's total report from when we started in 2014, 2015 to now 2020, potentially making about $75,000 this year. Yeah, we're almost at $75,000 this year just from Moringa sales. And we'd love for you to check this out, even if you want to just learn more about the money and learn how to even make profit on your own. This is a good way to, this is a good resource to even look into all the different ways that you can potentially make money with the Moringa Growers Co-op. And that's really what we're getting into now is profitability. You know, what's in it for the farmers. And I have a little piece of paper here, and I'll write some notes for you because I I took some notes with some guests this week, and we talked about membership and what's in it for the members. Each membership tier is custom. It's custom to what you need. So let's start with one of our visitors that we had this week. I think his name was Malai. Indian gentleman came in. He's got some property, and he was also just like one of the callers last week, asking about the profit. We want to make profit fast. Luckily, it's the fastest growing tree in the world, so you won't have much of a problem there. But how do you design a property to be profitable on Moringa maybe in the first year? He was asking, can we be profitable in the first year? I believe so. I think with proper planning, as an architect, I'm an architect, with proper planning, you can become profitable easily within the first year. How do we do that? We have to get creative. We have to use all the space that we have available. So let's just say we have 1 acre. Okay, so we have 1 acre here. I'll just draw a square here. So we have an acre. I probably should do it on a piece of paper. That way it's cleaner and it's neater. I'm a little bit of a mess. I'm an organized chaos. So let's just say we have an acre. Okay? Class is in session. And let's just say this is 1 acre Moringa farm. And this is going to kind of delineate the difference between a residential farm and a commercial farm. There's different tiers in the membership, depending if you're in a residential area versus, say, a commercial area, like out here. Commercial / agricultural. This mostly has to do with zones. So these are the things that we can and cannot do in residential areas and commercial agricultural areas. So depending on your zoning, that's going to determine your type of membership. Up until now, most of our members, tentative members, are residential. I went out over the past 5 years and I've planted thousands and thousands of moringa trees on over 300 properties in the Tampa Bay area. I've been busy. I've been running. I've been going out, sleeping in my van, going to the next location, just planting trees for the past 5 years. Now it's starting to pay off because actually I went to one of the locations that I planted 5 years ago, and it's right there in the group just the other day in Sefner. And it's great. The tree is huge. We harvested it. It's all organic in a residential area. And this is the bulk of our members right now, residential. And they're the most giving. They're the most loving. They're the most providing. They're the most humble, unwanting group of people that I've ever met, made friends with. All the people that are growing moringa trees right now that call me regularly every day, hey Kendrick, our tree's getting big, you'd like to come by, come on by anytime you can. And and I have a hard time getting out to all of them in the time frame that they want me to, but I get there. I get there maybe a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, sometimes a month after they've called, but I have everybody on the list and I try to get to everybody as fast as possible. And it's been great. This is what's really been helping us get started. We have a custom membership just for our residential zone. But we're getting a lot of calls for our commercial growers now. And this is what's really exciting, is that we want to be able to, we want to raise some capital. Mostly our residential members are very giving for free, and don't have any expectations, and maybe want a few products in return for the harvest. They're not asking for, say, cash. A lot of people are curious and they want to know more, which is why we have so many people watching and listening right now about the co-op. And so we're going to be working together directly with our residential members to see what we can do, because labor, time, and energy is super important right now. It's a finite resource, and we have to be smart about all the energy that we put in, so that way we can stay in business, so that way we don't go out of business, so that way it's not a negative balance sheet. We have to figure out profits, and I'm also going to talk grant money. This is going to be a good workout so I can hold this here. Woo! I have to switch arms. I'm a lefty. So we'll talk grants. We'll talk Derek out in California. We'll come back to him. So a lot of our calls over the past couple weeks, since we've been going live over the past 2 months, have been about the 1 acre moringa farm or more and how they can be profitable. And we want to design for this. So let's let's break this in half, because we want to have an orchard with, say, trees staggered on a row. So if this is a row, then we've got a tree, but staggered catty corner to that tree is another tree, so kind of like a tic-tac-toe. So on one row, so that way you could still get a vehicle down here, down this line. These are about 15 feet apart. These here are about 15 feet apart. So we've got these staggered row. Okay. Hopefully my pen continues to work. Right on. And the reason why I'm only going half right now is because we have a lot of infrastructure to consider, think about, also in the design, space. For our commercial growers, if you want to have the maximum profit in the shortest amount of time, you want to be able to plan in phases. So we have year 1, year 2, year 3. By year 3, we're thinking you're going to be the most profitable. But how can you still break off some of that cost within year 1? Because membership for the commercial grower is going to cost. There's going to be some fees in there. There's going to be time and energy, consultation. It's mostly consultation. It's mostly education. So we have consultations in there. We have a lot of site analysis. So one of the great things about being an architect is that I have these skills to be able to go into someone's property. We don't have to hire anybody else. We don't have to hire an architect. I'm the resident architect for the Moringa Growers Co-op. You guys got me. You know, you got my services, and so I'm going to be able to use all of my experience growing moringa trees for the past 7 years on other people's properties and put that energy and design into building your farm. So when you come to the Moringa Growers Co-op and you don't have anything, this is who we're talking to right now. This is the amount of, these are the massive amount of calls that we're getting right now from the Moringa Growers Co-op, are the people that don't have anything. They want to get started. They need our help from the ground up. Now, if you've already got a moringa farm, you already know how to grow moringa trees, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for learning more. Thank you for your curiosity and wanting to also join the co-op. We have a special membership just for you. And there's tiers. So there might be a commercial grower that has everything and needs very little input from us at that point. All they really need from us at that point is to buy their greens. They already have organic practices, they already have everything, they already have their orchard style set up, they already have put the money in that they needed to get it started, so they've already been going through the processes, and now they're ready to be profitable. I mean, maybe they're 3 years already, maybe they heard about Moringa 5-10 years ago, and they started making that process. They're here, they're ready, they're waiting for their commercial membership that has everything. But then there's the others, the majority, the 99% majority of the growers that are calling us right now. They have little to no experience or growing and they need everything from us. They need the knowledge, the phasing, the time frame, the phasing, and they also need someone to call on. So when you're getting a membership for the cooperative, especially like a commercial agricultural cooperative, you're getting access to us 24/7. If there's something that's going on, you need contact to myself directly or any of the executives or any of the positions that we appoint for just your membership, you're going to be able to get on the phone with somebody in case there's an emergency, there's a flood, there's a hurricane, there's animals that wiped you out. There's so many factors, environment that could possibly go wrong. And we're here to help. So you're reserving our time, our energy when you get this commercial grower membership. So we have this acre, and we have a plan for, say, by the 3rd year, you've got this orchard style, and you can get maybe, let's just say, from cutting it in half, even, you know, you might be able to get 300 to 500 trees in that half acre. That includes the border too. Don't forget the border. You know, definitely line your whole property border with moringa trees. That's a great use of space. Okay, so get your border. Out at the farm in Plant City down the street from here, we have the trees spaced out, I think every 7 to 10 feet. Some of them are even a little bit further. We have them. The ones in Plant City, they're on a line, and they're not double spaced. But they were already planted before I got there, and it's a great system. I love that system. It's the trees get massive. You can drive tractors through the middle of it there. You can drop truckloads of mulch and composted manure down the middle of the aisles, let that break down, and then end up pushing that onto the mounds as to feed your moringa trees. Also to continue raising up the soil, because every year it ends up kind of settling down. The more you just keep lifting and bringing soil in there, the more the root systems actually push those trees higher and higher and higher. It's crazy. As you continue to build on there, you might think that it kind of like sinks. It's weird. It's almost like I've noticed that they just kind of like raise up, which is cool. I think they're just getting bigger. The root system's pushing them up. Moringa like it high and dry. So you kind of want to build a little bit of a mound here. This kind of, if we were to make a section of this, you'd want to kind of like mound it up a little bit and have a little bit of, and this would be kind of like your swale. The one in Plant City has it directly in the center. But the way I'm thinking is on a staggered row, just on the edge of that swale, because moringa is actually originated at the foothills of the Himalayas in kind of like desert regions, rocky regions, sandy regions, and they do really well like on a slope, on a hill. They kind of like that, something to grab onto. The water can then continue to run down in here and puddle down in here. Okay, so we want to get to the money. We want to get to the profit. We want to get to the profit. Right? All right. So yeah, this book is fine. Super heavy. It's giving me a workout. So while you're getting this set up, this might take you a full year to get this full system in place, get your soil in there, get your mulch in there, get your trees planted. They might be really small. Like I said, we have somebody ordering 3,000 moringa trees right now. They're really small. They're in cone pots. But they plan on getting them potted up in single 1-gallon pots. They then plan on, during that time, getting their soil and their property ready. And then from there, planting them in the ground, possibly in a year from now. But we want to talk profit. Profit, profit, profit. Because there's other things that you can do with moringa in the meantime that you have your farm being started. You want to have a nursery. You want to have a moringa nursery. You want to be able to offer moringa trees in pots for sale on your property as a way to be profitable, either through us by listing your moringa trees for sale through the Moringa Growers Co-op. And when we get that order, like I just said, we got an order for 3,000 trees. Next week, we'll get another order for 3,000 trees. The week after that, we're going to get an order for 10,000 trees. There's people waiting right now to call us. They're waiting till spring, and they're going to hit us with the 5,000 tree order. But what's great about the Moringa Growers Co-op is that we're a team. And when someone calls us, we can then call on our members who already have thousands of trees growing in their nursery because of the space that they have, because this is only 2.5 acres. We can only really do so much, not only with our space, but with our labor. And you might have a family, friends, you might have the ability, already have the ability to have some work being done on your property. And so you're gonna wanna have a small nursery to be able to have trees on hand for the Moringa Growers Co-op. So by purchasing seeds, by planting those seeds in your nursery, you have a small stock of plants that you could potentially sell to the co-op and also to anybody out there. You're getting your moringa business started. As a part of the Moringa Growers Co-op, the membership is really great for those that want to have their own business. Yes, there's membership tiers for people that don't want to have their own business and just really want to be profitable with the moringa tree, and they can. But I have to speak to everybody in this moment where the majority of the people that are contacting us, they want to be active in this process. They want to be active in having other resources around, people that they know that they can sell. You know, you might have another large wholesale nursery right down the street from your place here, and you might be able to sell your trees at wholesale price to another nursery. So it's good to consider having a nursery. Okay. And what I really wanted to get to was this intensive style grow operation that you might take a small portion on your property, aside from the ½ acre or 1 acre that you're growing, or even incorporating it into your full acre, and forever having this style grow that I'm about to mention to you right now. And this is an intensive style growing operation that you have on your site, where in rows, really tight knit rows, that you could just barely walk through, with thousands and thousands of trees. Okay? Okay. Yep, we're still good. Okay, now it's back. Okay, I put it on Do Not Disturb. Thanks, everybody. We're cool. This is the trials and tribulations of being live and things like that. So thank you. I'm gonna actually call her back. She's actually one of our moringa growers in the Tampa area. Crazy story. We met her actually at the Home Depot. I'm just walking through Home Depot in the garden center. I don't have any outfit on or anything. Just normal clothes. And I walk through the corner there, and she turns, she looks, she's like, "Hey, do you work here?" And I said, No, I don't work here. No. Yeah, she's actually saying, "You're probably online or on Facebook right now." I am. She just texted us. And I was like, "No, I don't work here." And she's like, and then I said, well, how can I help you? Even though I don't work there, I used to work at, department stores, grocery stores, my whole life. And so I just had this natural sense of being able to help customer service, right? And I had already started my business. I had already been growing moringa trees. And I said, but I don't work here, but how can I help you? And she said, well, I'm trying to regrow my moringa cuttings. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm trying to regrow my moringa cuttings. Is there a root hormone that I can use to grow my moringa cuttings? And I like, are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? Do you know who I am? I'm the Moringa Man. And she's like, no way, oh my gosh. Like, what do I do? And I'm like, you can just stick them in aloe vera. So you can literally just stick the cuttings in aloe vera. Aloe vera is a natural hormone growth, natural root growth hormone. She's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. I have a ton of aloe veras at my house. And she's, where is she from? She's from, I think from Trinidad? Dominican? I can't remember exactly where she is. She said she's, I think she's from Trinidad. And because I know her sister, I think her sister speaks Spanish, because her sister also has a tree too, huge tree. I mean, these ladies, they're sisters, they have moringa trees, they love moringa, they use it. She's like, her tree is huge. She wants to get some of the drumsticks. She's like, come on over. So I'm going to come over soon. And so she was like, well, do you want to just come? I was like, well, can I come over? She's like, yeah, come over. So she lived right there by the store. I went over there, and I've been friends with her for now 4 or 5 years. Okay, someone's asking, I would love to learn how I can use them and benefit from them. Yeah, that's how we want to talk. There's so many uses for moringa, how to use moringa in conjunction with the moringa seed oil. What I've been learning more recently, when you're consuming the powder and the capsules and the tea, even with the moringa seed oil, because moringa has some fat soluble properties, so it will actually release more nutrients once it's been heated, once it's been cooked, and once it's been prepared in a fat source. So that way, once you consume it, it's already bioavailable. This is what I'm learning right now. I'm going through this process right now that I'm learning this. You guys have heard of turmeric, right? You know that turmeric has that same kind of quality where it's like you have to have a fat source with it. I've just found out that the whole pepper thing, consuming it with pepper is fallacy. But consuming turmeric with oil is very important. And then also, of course, as soon as I see that, I'm seeing stuff about moringa being fat soluble. There's more release of vitamins A, vitamin K, vitamin E when it's cooked. So no wonder Indians, they make curry dishes, and they actually, as a way to prepare moringa, take the fresh greens. Does it do it in your body as a slow release for the nutrition? Natural as a slow release, I mean slow as in just a couple of hours. Well, I'm actually speaking in terms of fast. Like, if you want to eat it and absorb it fast and absorb it fully. Yes, there's capsules and things like that, that are time release, things like that. But normally, if you're healthy and as soon as you consume it, you want it to be breaking down fast. As far as like a slow release, I'm not too sure about that. We're talking mostly like speed, like fast, like as soon as you consume it, you're absorbing the minerals and things like that. So yeah, you guys know about turmeric. This is why Indians, when they cook with the moringa, they're cooking it with an oil. Sometimes with moringa seed oil. What I'm finding is even with the moringa seed oil together with the moringa, you're getting a full, complete source of protein, vitamins, and minerals from one plant, the moringa tree. So, oh man, I'm super excited because we have moringa seed oil. I know that we've been doing something right here, focusing just on the moringa tree. Now that we know that it's complete, there's nothing else that we need outside of the moringa, I'm just blown away. I'm super excited to be here in this space with everyone here, learning about moringa and how you can be profitable with the cooperative, growing moringa and designing a space like this. I'll help you design the space with your membership. Every time someone comes in and they want to get a membership, depending if it's residential or commercial, and depending on how big it is, depending how many trees they'd like, there's going to be a custom membership geared just for you. So one of the ways that you can be profitable is having a plant nursery, having a moringa nursery here. Okay. And then growing it intensively. So we have intensive as an annual. Get your first year money and grow 10,000 moringa trees in just a small space. Have your rows raised up just like you would a lettuce, an arugula, a turnip, a carrot, and all of those veggies that you normally grow them grow moringa just like you would there. You'll have, within the first 45 days, you'll have a sprouting tree. You're going to want to come through and just pop that top off. Now, okay, so when I say pop the top, so we could have, because there'll be branches coming out of that, there'll be branches coming out of that, there'll be branches coming out of that, there'll be branches coming out of that. You don't necessarily have to cut it right here, but there's a node, there's a piece that comes straight up. And then there's like this little piece at the very top. You could just pop it right there at that very top node. You can keep these lower branches, just pop that top node, and it'll split. It'll continue to regrow and split from there. I have more answers to that actually at our Numa and Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel in the Moringa Answers section about how you can just pop that top off and it'll split. So every 45 days you'll just come by and you'll pop that top off. That's a microgreen. So that's a micro green. That's a specialized product. That's a very specialized product that you can sell for even high dollar amount than say just a regular green. If you're specifying that it's just a microgreen from a sprout, ooh. Okay, so we've got the annual. And then one of the other ways that we also utilize to make some extra income too is to set aside a space for processing facility. You know, we could build a certified metal building, a small shed, something that has high circulation, free with lots of filters, USDA certified processing facility on your location. And we're putting together the packet of information where you can source all the materials through the co-op to be able to grow or to be able to have a processing facility right on your farm. So one of the ways in the meantime, so within the first year, 2 years, you may not be actually making the profit from your actual farm. You may have a moringa nursery where you have small trees. You may have an intensive annual bed just for growing thousands and thousands of really small greens that you're just coming through, like with the lawn, with like a lawnmower type thing. They call it a lettuce cutter, where you're just coming off and you're just kind of shaving off the top. Oh yes, someone asked us, they're in Hawaii. We get people from Hawaii calling all the time. They call us on the satellite phone. She's asking from Hawaii if it's really great to grow moringa trees in Hawaii. Yes. Yes, we have moringa growers in the co-op that are on Kauai. There's a large group of people growing moringa trees on Kauai and also on the Big Island. And moringa is perfect. Oahu, wonderful. Thank you from Oahu. And yes, moringa grows great in Hawaii. It's tropical. It loves it. Just get you some seeds. We have seeds. We ship to Hawaii all the time. We have companies that purchase kilos and kilos of moringa from us and actually sell it in Hawaii too. So if you'd like to get some moringa from us, we can do good shipment over to Hawaii. No problem at all. We'll cover up to the domestic price of the shipping, and then whatever it is over that, if you need it expedited or anything like that, we can also get it out to Hawaii. But yes, Hawaii is a great place to grow it. I'd love to get out there, make some videos with some growers out there. So get your trees big, join the co-op, hit me up, and we'll get your membership going and anything that you might need. And they're saying that they have 2 trees and not just sure how to utilize it. Well, utilize it every day just by eating it in your soup, salad, sandwich, just grabbing it right off the tree. Then from there, go ahead and strip your greens and dry it and get yourself some loose leaf. Just strip those greens right off the branches. Just go ahead and we make a cut. We have lots of videos on this. We make a cut. We strip the greens right off the branches. Every day we're just stripping greens right off the branches. We're taking it, and that way we get a handful of greens, and then we dry that. You can dry that actually just in your kitchen inside. You don't want to dry it outside in the sun. It may lose its potency. This is something that you dry in a shade, cool, dark environment. It could possibly, on a small scale, be inside your kitchen. It could possibly be in a spare bedroom or something. We like to put it on a screen rack. We put it on a screen. You can take even just a window screen that you have and put it on there. Of course, there's other higher quality screens to use, but just for purposes at home, you can just use a screen, put that up, put a fan on it. That way you have airflow. You can flow the air. That way you have no black spots, no mold, no bacteria forming, and it's dry within 2 to 3 days. Utilize it that way. Put it in your teas. Put it in your smoothies. You can powder it like we do here, and then also make capsules out of it by hand. But the best way to utilize it, like we were just saying, is cooking it with moringa seed oil in a wok or a pan and getting it heated up for just a second, just to simmer it. My pleasure. I'm here to help. Moringa love. And simmer it in a pan, saute it really quick in some moringa seed oil. Saute it and put it just like you would with spinach. Oh, with some salt, some sea salt, a little bit of honey, a little bit of moringa spice on there. Ooh, yes, that's how I consume moringa every day fresh. I'm just taking the leaves, just putting it in a pan, I'm heating it up with some oil just till it's soft, it's cooked, it kind of releases. I've been finding out, I've been doing so much research on this, is just finally starting to really sink in for me. Because once you start absorbing for years and years and years, and you just put yourself in this plant life every day, it just starts, now it's starting to really click. See, like 7 years ago was the first time I ever planted a seed in my life, was 7 years ago. I was 25 years old. I never planted a seed before in my life, but I was really sick. I was really sick, and I didn't know what to do with my food. I didn't know what to eat. I wasn't able to go to the bathroom. I was severely anemic. I was throwing up lots of food disorders. Can you eat the seeds by themselves? Yes. These are some great questions. Thank you. Keep asking. This is helping us out a lot right now. Yes. So eating moringa seeds is actually considered nature's multivitamin. It's nature's multivitamin. Nature did it for you. It's already made. Let's eat one right now. Let's just eat some right now. Shoot. Yes. Yes, these seeds are so good for you. So many vitamins, so many minerals. You want to eat these seeds every single day. You can eat several seeds a day. Now, this is a slight detox. It's a slight cleanser. But it's got lots of vitamins, minerals, calcium, potassium, magnesium, iron, selenium, sulfur, all that stuff is inside here. Anti-inflammatory properties. So the oil, if we break open this shell, comes directly from the inner seed. So inside each one of these moringa seeds is this little white seed. That's actually where Yes, you can overdo food, you can overdo love, you can overdo anything. Yes, anything in moderation. She asked, can you overdo it? Of course. That's why you just want to start in small amounts. Start with one, feel it out, see how you like it. And the next day, maybe go to two. As with anything, in moderation, you can overdo too much of anything. So just start off. Woo! See, I like it. I like it with the shell. It's a little crunchy. I like it with the wings on there. And moringa seeds, they're considered a flocculant. So inside of your body and even in a glass of water, what they'll do is they will coagulate toxins, bring it together, so that way you could either filter the water off, the clean water off, or you can also pass the dirt and toxins out of the body. So it helps you go to the bathroom, helps to clean out the colon, and helps to alleviate the body of toxins. It actually, if you have heavy metals in your body, which is why it's important to only grow moringa in clean soils, heavy metal free soils, no lead, is because it will absorb that not only in the ground, but it also absorbs that in your body. So if you have heavy metals in your body, that seed, especially that seed, will absorb those heavy metals in your body to help you pass. Now, the reason why I'm holding this up is because after you drink, ooh, it turns super sweet. Dang, that was already sweet as it was. But just eating a seed like that every single day will help cleanse, detox. Also, it's nature's multivitamin, and it's also a plan B. What? A plan B? What does that mean? Well, you know how like sometimes, well, because she asked, why is this tree not more mainstream? Ask the pharmaceutical companies. They don't want you to know. How do you test your seeds in moringa for lead? Oh, we send it to UF. We send samples out off to UF. Also, there's laboratories all over the country. You can also just look up. You can even get your moringa tested for very low cost through any independent laboratory that might do testing for soils and for any kind of food, particulates, powders, and things like that. We've had people purchase from us, test our moringa, and also confirm with us that everything is safe. So we're only growing it in organic regions. We're not taking conventionally grown areas, turning them into moringa farms the next year that potentially still have those metals in the soil. So that's why I do love growing on brand new locations in residential areas, because places that have already been existing on existing farms, they may have those conventional toxins already in the soil. So we don't even really like that. We'd have to mitigate the property for years before even growing moringa on it. If it was a conventional farm, it would take probably 3 to 5 years, which is why USDA, in order to certify any property, it takes about 3 years to certify a property organic. And so we've been collecting samples, soil analysis testings, and we use UF. So luckily we have a relationship with UF. And yeah, I know we're just kind of bouncing around. It's great. But okay, yeah. So I'm just reading off of some of these questions that people are asking right here on the live. So really appreciate everybody that's joining us. Hopefully you have a little bit more insight. There was a question. Let me see if I can even touch this, so I can even see. Okay, chat viewing options. Okay. Cool. I can't actually see them on the screen right now unless they're actually being typed out. I can see them as they're being kind of posted. So if I missed your question, or if I was in the middle of answering one before I answer the other, it's okay. You can say it again. But this is mostly for our growers right now, and this is great that everyone that's watching is still learning about moringa, still catching up with the growing practices, what it's good for you, even just how to use it. And oh, I know what I was about to say. Plan B. Yeah, so women in Africa and India have been using the moringa seed as a plan B, meaning if there was an accident and they use it as a birth control. That's right, because moringa is so anti-parasitic and so detoxifying in the body that if you have a sperm that's a parasite, okay, so safe for kids, we'll get back to that. So if you have sperm or a parasite in your body and you want to get it out, you can take moringa seeds the next day, and for the next couple of days just take a couple of seeds, and it will actually prevent the sperm from latching on and causing pregnancy, because it's so anti-parasitic in nature. And so it's good for cleansing and detoxing. I took a 18-day parasite cleanse, fasting on moringa. I took a 30-day fast on moringa. I've fasted on moringa many times already. And someone's asking, what kind of licenses do you need? Okay, so we have children, we have kids. Is it safe for kids? In small amounts, you know, and then also what kind of licenses do we need? Okay, and we'll talk about licenses. That's great. So with children, you know, very small amounts. Right now in India and Africa, they're putting moringa powder in rice to act as a mineral supplement, so that way the rice has minerals in it, especially in areas, developing countries that don't have access to proteins or even just food shortages. They're putting moringa in rice because moringa is a complete source of vitamins, minerals, proteins, omegas, fatty acids, and things like that. So for children, great question that you asked, is it safe for children? Funny thing is that when pregnant mothers are consuming moringa powder after the second trimester, so yes, in the first trimester, you may want to stay away from moringa. You may want to make sure, as you want to stay away from many different herbs when you're pregnant, especially in the first trimester. Stay away, you know, around the world, moringa is safe to consume all the time. There has been no reason that from what I hear through Indians, Africans, and everybody that moringa is native to their region, they've been saying they use moringa anytime, any day, every day, no matter what, pregnant, anything. Here in the States, you know, they have a little bit more rules, regulations, things like that, more precautions, and so their precautionary reasoning behind consuming moringa, because it could be what do they call that? It's contradictive. It's listed as a contradictive herb to pregnancy. Because it's slightly cleansing and detoxifying, it prepares the uterus. It cleans the uterus. It's a prenatal. Moringa is a prenatal. So you would use it not only for the men to increase your sperm count and to get you hyped up and to get your circulation going and to get your flow even more, so that way you have a better chance of pregnancy. But then also for the women, it's helping to clean out the uterus. It's helping to detoxify, get those heavy metals out of the blood. It's prenatal. It's a prenatal for both men and women. Now, once you realize you're pregnant, you're good. You may not want to take it maybe in the first trimester because of its contradictive properties. But after the first trimester, women have said that they've used pregnancy all... Okay, great. We're back. Wonderful. And so hopefully that answered your question. For children, small amounts. It's safe for mothers, especially breastfeeding mothers. We actually just had a mother call me yesterday. She's still breastfeeding her 3-year-old child. Thank you. There's still mothers that are breastfeeding their children. I was breastfed up until I was like 2, 3 years old as well. When my mom had my little brother and my little sister when I was like 11, 12, 13, I was still getting milk from my mother then. It's great. Consume mother's milk as long as you can, especially if it's from your own mother. And when consuming, and when children are consuming moringa, just in small amounts, it doesn't need to be too much. A little goes a long way, I promise. Moringa is very potent, especially if it's from the Moringa Growers Co-op. And also licenses. This is a great question. So we were also just asked before we go, we'll answer this question. This is very easy. A moringa is an herb. And so, no, there's no licenses that you need. Yes, we have food licenses, we have nursery licenses, we have certifications, inspections, and things like that because we're growing our business to be much more available to people in stores and things like that. But to get your business going, classified as an herb, as long as you have maybe a safe handling food license, yeah, you should have that. As far as having a business license, yeah, you should have that for your particular business. But also know that there's a cottage food industry that allows you to sell products up to about $25,000 in cash. Not so much online. Online's a different game. Yeah, there's going to be manufacturer. You're going to have a manufacturer's license so, to be able to prove where your source is coming from. Now, if you're the farmer and you're growing it, one of the things that you may want to have is a farmer's license. Something to prove that even if you're a resident, something to prove that, depending on your state, all states are different, that you are growing and selling your own herbs. But as long as it's not a dietary supplement, and as long as it's not a like a pharmaceutical or chemically created in a laboratory or anything like that, as long as it's listed as an herb, you're pretty safe. And I'm learning, and people are telling me also the same thing. We have people in the cooperative that have been providing capsules to customers for many, many years, and as long as it is an herbal supplement, you're a lot safer from those kinds of rules and regulations. Also, just keeping it kind of offline if you can, and do much more face-to-face, phone-to-phone, email. On your website, yes, you have to have a little bit more protection, and that's what we're doing too, is making sure we have everything in place, making sure everything is, we're getting our team together because we're starting to grow, we're starting to sell in high quantity, high amounts, and all of our buyers are requiring these licenses. It just depends on who you're selling to as well, so they may be requiring things from you, whoever is buying it from you. But if you're selling it to your friends and your family, just making sure yourself that when you inspect it yourself, become your own inspector. You don't want to be selling anything that's black or moldy or anything like that. You want to make sure that it's super fresh and green, that that your capsules are super clean and fresh, that you're using gloves, that it's in a sterile environment with lots of airflow and filtration, things like that, wearing a mask. So making sure you're doing all those things to create a safe and healthy environment for your moringa, and we're going to be giving you even more information about that in your membership packet. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for literally asking all these questions today. I saw a couple of new names here, and so I really appreciate you guys. We're going to be moving over to the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel soon. We're here at the Moringa Growers Co-op channel right now, or we have a few people in the Facebook group watching and keeping up with us. I really appreciate everybody. We're getting lots of love. We had about 10 different families come in to the farm this week and ask questions, sit down with me, spend some time. I'm available usually every day between 10 and 2. If you'd like to come in, we're in Plant City, and you'd like to have a conversation, just want to see the place. We're just getting the place started here. Mind you, I started planting moringa trees on other people's properties 5 years ago. And so we're just now starting to get this property set up now. But you can become profitable within the first year by planting your orchard, starting a plant nursery, starting a moringa nursery, planting in tents in rows 6 inches apart like a raised bed of lettuce, and harvesting every 45 days. That could get you through your first season. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Let's talk a little bit more about what happens here after the second year. Actually, let's break this down really quick before I go. Hopefully you guys have just a few more minutes. Okay, I know you're excited. So this is a planned orchard that in the first year to 2 years you may just get greens. You may be popping your flowers off all of your trees in the first year, because the flower will then go to drumstick. But as soon as your flower goes to drumstick and it's pollinated and it goes to drumstick, the root system is going to stop really kind of growing. It's going to go into much more of like a flight mode, survival mode, where it's now producing a child. It's producing a seed. So it's going to take everything that it already kind of has, and it's going to put everything into what it has already in its root system, in its stalk, in its leaves, and its stems, and it's going to start putting that into the seeds in the seed pod. But if your 1-year-old tree goes to seed and it slows down, that means you're going to have a smaller tree by the second year, and it's not going to be as productive. So we have to farm these trees consistently throughout our locations. And every time we start from seed and we grow a tree and it starts to produce a flower, and the flower is shorter than you, is the flower is your head down. If the flower is from your head down and you can reach that flower, I would suggest just popping off the flower. If the flowers are taller than you, great. That means the tree is tall enough to produce a drumstick. It's safe. It's safe from nature. This is kind of like how nature has developed these plants and trees. Is that what's crazier is that I found out that the flowers are even more anti-inflammatory than the leaves. Gosh, I can't believe it. So here this tree is so giving. Out in nature, it's a food source, it's wild, and in the first year it's pumping out all these flowers for these animals to eat. And so we've been separating and we've been popping off flowers. We separate flowers and we sell flowers separately because of its own properties. Also, in this meantime, you want to be profitable? Start your .com. Start your .com so that way people get to know you. Source moringa from us wholesale and resell it. So there's another profit for you. Source moringa from your trusted and certified Moringa Growers Co-op. Sell it on your website. Get going. Team up with us. Let everybody know that you have it. Start your own affiliate program. Start getting sales on your website immediately, even just from buying from us, because we have everything at wholesale prices. You'll be able to flip it right then and there. So we're popping flowers off the first year. So now you've got flowers. Now you have a product. Bam. Okay? But our ultimate goal, and this is what we ultimately want to see from each one of our growers, there's going to be growers that are like, no, I'm not interested in this, I just want the greens. But the most valued part of this entire process, this entire tree, is the drumstick. That is literally the most valuable product. I want to go grab one. I have one just right outside so you can see it, but you can look up drumstick. And that's really what we're going for. We want to get your trees to a point where they're big enough, they have tons of branches on it, because every time you cut the tree back, it splits. And then you cut it back again, and it splits again. And you cut it back the third year, and you've got this tree that you've already cut back maybe 5 to 10 times. By the third year, now you have this really nice bushy tree. That's how you get a bushier tree. Yeah, your tree might grow up real tall and have a little bit of greens at the top. But you want to go ahead and get it cut back so that way it splits low. Then get it cut back again so that way it splits low. That way all of that has potential. That potential for more flowering, for more fruiting, and for more drumsticks. And that way it can hold the weight of all those drumsticks. Because that's really where the value is in the drumsticks. It's valuable when they're green and they're young. Just being able to harvest the drumsticks right off the green, wrap them up and put them at a market, at a grocery store, or even sell them fresh. We have people knocking down our door waiting for us, waiting for these drumsticks to show up here at our door. We tell them that we're going to go make a harvest and we've got drumsticks coming later this afternoon. When I get back, there's already 10 people in the driveway and all of our fresh green drumsticks are gone. That's how valuable drumsticks are right now. So much magnesium, so much zinc, so much iron for the blood. I first heard about Moringa from Dr. Sebi, S-E-B-I, Dr. Sebi, in 2013. And has changed my life, and I've been using Moringa consistently every day since then. So we want to get your orchard to drumstick profit, because at that point you've then got greens, you've got flowers, you've got drumsticks, you've got cuttings. So then once you're cutting your tree back, then you have a pile of sticks. Those are also products that you can sell, sticks. We ship sticks in the mail. We have cuttings on our website, and people order Moringa cuttings on our website. Fresh, sprouted Moringa cuttings, and we ship them, and they stick them in the ground, they stick them in a pot, and they're regrown. We have photos, people telling, thanks so much for the sticks, they've taken off. So, this is about a 1 acre example about how you could start using that space to become profitable within the first year. And we're going to continue having these conversations because we want everybody to be in the know, to get growing, to get money, to get profitable. And then on top of that, at the end of all this, the best way to make money is to be a member and for us to buy your Moringa from you with a consistent amount of money coming in from your property every single month, because you're a member of the co-op and you're guaranteed purchasing power, essentially, where you know you're going to be getting a check from the co-op every single month because you're going to be producing X amount of leaves, X amount of flowers, X amount of cuttings, X amount of drumsticks. And this processing facility that we talked about in the co-op, if you become a processing facility like ours, that means that you're going to start attracting all the Moringa growers in your neighborhood, and they're going to start bringing Moringa over to your property to dry and process. These are all co-op members, okay? And they're going to start bringing stuff over to you. Well, when you're drying and you're processing, the co-op buys that Moringa from you. So the co-op might buy the Moringa from this grower at one price because they grew it, they harvested it, and they brought it over. We buy it from them at that price. But then you're drying it and packaging it, so we're Nice. So, oh, thanks, bro. Thank you. Yeah, we'll check it out. Thanks for watching, too. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to hear from you. I think that was Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. And he said, check it out. He's going to make a comment. Everybody, please comment, like this video, share it with your friends and family. And that way they can learn all about joining the cooperative, how to make money and get profitable with Moringa. We just came out with a video, how to make $100,000 growing Moringa. I think so far in about 5 years, I think I've probably made about 300,000. Oh, about the cold water bath? Yeah, Uncle Bob just got out of his cold water shower. Loves it, loves it. So thanks, everybody. And so this is another way in your first year how your processing facility is attracting growers in your area to drop greens off. You dry it, and then from there you can sell it too. Either through the co-op, through your business, whatever you like. This is a free country. And so there's no rules, regulations that you know, once you're a co-op member, you can only sell it to us. No, we are encouraging everyone. We want to flood the streets with Moringa. We want the Moringa, we want rivers green with Moringa. Everybody needs to be growing Moringa. Somebody was like, well then, you're not going to be able to get what you're asking for if everybody else is growing it. I mean, I can go down to the farmer's market and I can buy things directly from the grower that I know is directly from the grower, and it's supporting that person. I will pay more. I will pay more for that, knowing that person, than say going to the grocery store. Flood it with all the fake stuff, so that way we can really come to find out who's the real Moringa growers and who has real Moringa in their products. We're doing lots of studies. Actually, we've got some tests coming back from other Moringa manufacturers and other Moringa suppliers, other Moringa brands, and they're being cut. They're being cut with rice. They're being cut with cheap herbs, cheap green herbs. It's not Moringa. So really love you guys. Make sure you know your farmer, know your Moringa farmer. Become a Moringa farmer. That's the best way to know your Moringa farmer. It's easy. And you can learn directly from me, your local Moringa farmer. I'm right here in Plant City, the Tampa Bay area. If you'd like to make an appointment with me, visit moringagrowerscoop.org. Make an appointment. Hit us in the chat line. Hit us in the Facebook group. Comment here. Love you guys. I've had a really great Saturday with you, and I really hope to see you soon. And we're going to be expanding on this cooperative business model here about how you can be profitable with Moringa. I've just kind of laid out a few things, how you can be profitable. Really love this. Take a screenshot of that. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Peace.